Hello again, YouTube. This is The Truth Man, giving you the truth. I told you we doing the Dealing with People series. Most of what we're going to talk about today is going to be just that. On this one, though, I want to lump a couple things into one. Because a lot of times what I'm getting ready to talk about, they are hand in hand, if you will. And that's dealing with people who hold your past mistakes against you, falsely accuse you, and believe the false accuser. We're going to deal with all three of them on this one. First, people who hold your past mistakes against you. You go apply for a job, and they ask you, do you have any felonies or whatever? At first, it's looking like they're going to hire you, but then when they find out you got felonies, they try not to hire you. What should you do? What if every job tries to do you like that? So should you just go to slinging rocks on the street or scamming or robbing people? No, don't do that. Simply stop putting your felonies down. And if they find out, like if they dig, hopefully by then you've got a couple checks, got you some cash stacked up. But also look into the jobs that are felon friendly. You know, because like I say, people sometimes hold your past against you. Let's say you always look like the person with the money, but then you end up filing bankruptcy. And so now your relative, your friends, and people like that try to deal with you like you're a peon or something. They do what I call peoning you. So, how would you deal with a situation like that? Again, we've been saying this all day. Y'all probably know what I'm finna say. Use them as motivation. When you tired, think of all the people who said you wasn't going to make it, who treated you based on what you had before you had it. Use them as motivation. The last thing I want any of y'all that will watch this to do is try to be like any of these gangster rappers or gangsters or spend your whole life behind bars. You get out, stay out. Stay out. Start working on business ideas. Do this, do that. You don't got time to waste. You don't got time because going to jail, going back and forth with people is a waste of time. A lot of time you just got to remove yourself. And yeah, people will be like, oh, you shouldn't have quit that job. The worst thing you can do is tell somebody they shouldn't have did something after they do it. If that's the case, then you should have talked them out of doing it. If you're going to just throw it over their head, you either should not say anything about it, or before it happens, try to talk them out of it. But what most people do is after you made the decision, if any trouble comes associated with that decision that you made, they try to forever judge you based on that. That's what we're talking about. People who judge you based on previous mistakes. You had to file bankruptcy. You was on food stamps. You jumped on a girl. Whatever you did, now people want to act like that's who you are. Something that you did once or even twice. You used to be addicted to drugs. Now people, you got to take some of the ramifications that come with it, but don't let people judge you based on the past. They try to bring up all that negative stuff. That was the past. I'm not doing that no more. And don't do it. Tell them that was the past. Yeah, but you see, you can't tell me nothing because that was the past. So There's also a thing when you try to accept and be a stepdaddy, there's a thing that's going on. False accusations. You promised that woman to marry her. You see her true colors. You try to back out. And now she's lying and getting her kids to lie on you. To say you did this or you did that. You always got to forgive people in the heart. But deal with them based on what they did. If somebody betrayed you, yeah, forgive them from the heart, but don't deal with them no more. Because if they betrayed you once, they'll betray you twice, and the second time might be worse than the first. I don't believe in all that get back, this, that, and the other. Only way I could see a get back is if the situation was clarified and it was more you than that person. But other than that, nah, man. You know, if somebody did you wrong and you move on, just keep it moving. Forgive them in your heart and keep it moving. Don't start doing other people wrong because somebody did you wrong. You know, and in relationships, this may come into play sometimes. Windows fogging up. It may just come into play sometime. When you're dealing with, let's say, you're a woman. Dealing with people is for women too. I might direct most things at men, but a lot of this can be applied by women. You're a woman, you got a high body count because of how you was in the past. Don't be dishonest about it. If it comes up, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was wild for a little while, but you know, I ain't gonna do that no more. And just deal with the ramifications. If he don't trust you and he move on, there's just something you gotta deal with. But some dudes, they might be like, you know what? She was honest about it. I'm gonna just forget about it. Now, if you say you're gonna forget about something, then just forget about it. But the worst thing for any of you women to do is to lie about your past, and then he start finding out stuff about you and your behavior is bad. That's gonna destroy your relationship. Your behavior is bad and you lie, that's gonna be a bad mix. You never know who people is talking to. Be like, man, she lying, man. I had her over such and such house. I had her on the couch with her legs on my shoulders. But she trying to act like she ain't do nothing. And then you notice, and you ain't said nothing about it, but you watching her behavior spiral out of control. You're wasting your life, I'm telling you. Like, man, she lying, man. I had her legs on my shoulders, pounding that S. But she told you, she got you believing that she ain't like that. She ain't that kind of girl. She don't do this, she don't do that. In relationship, you always got to investigate on your own and then vet just to see what they're going to say. But on the other end, people just holding your past mistakes against you. You know, you got to move on too. Like, if you can't get them to see that something is in the past, you just got to move on. Men and women. Man, I kind of want me a shake. But when they falsely accuse you though, you know, you want to make them pay without violence. So if you got to take them to court and clear your name, once your name is cleared, get that money. Take their money from them. File a countersuit. Because people nowadays is like people will lie on you if you was around them. just because you was around. That's that Me Too stuff. Just because you was around, they'll lie on you. Like I remember, y'all probably remember me telling this story that we was all in one of our friends' basement on the block, and there was some girls over there, and they got to trying to rip her clothes off because she wouldn't do nothing. And it came up like they was gonna try to say I did it, and this other guy that was with me, and we wasn't even doing any of that. I told him flat out, if this come up again, y'all trying to say I did, I'm gonna tell them everything that happened. Everything. And when I was young and small, and one of them was like, man, I'll beat your A. I'd be like, man, I ain't worried about that. I was like, I ain't worried about that. Cause see, I always knew how to fight. It's just when I was younger, like 14, 15 and stuff, I didn't like to fight. I knew how to fight, but I didn't like to fight. But as people just kept messing with me, I started liking fighting. Like I started liking it. Like it was fun, especially when you fight somebody, people think you ain't gonna whoop and you whoop them. In middle school, I had so many fights, man. All of them dudes was bigger than me too. Like it seemed like in middle school, I went to a school named Edison here in Milwaukee. And I knew from the second day of school, oh yeah, I'm finna be throwing them. That's what I said. I said it just like that. I'm finna be throwing them. Cause my father bought me these real nice shoes, like they was Pumas. And they was suede. And this was back in 87. I put my shoes in the locker. I came back, they was gone. And the crazy thing about it, I never saw nobody wearing those shoes. So whoever stole them, they just wore them probably in their neighborhood or whatever. So I had to have like 5 or 6 fights in middle school. And there was only one that they said I lost. And all 6 of them dudes was bigger than me. Because false accusations, disrespect, all this stuff, man, you got to learn how to deal with people. You got to know what you up against with people. Because sometimes this will determine whether or not you need to stay on the job or quit a job. Whether you need to stay in a relationship or break up from that person. You got to know how to deal with people, and that's why I do this series. So if somebody falsely accused you, I know situations where people died over a false accusation. Like right here in Milwaukee, guy got beat to death with a hammer because somebody stole the other guy's video game, and they said he did it, and it came out basically that he didn't. So you got to be able to present your case if somebody falsely accuses you of something. You got to put all the details in there. And to avoid this, like, watch who you dealing with. Like, when you have women come over your house, it's different now than it was in the 90s. Now you got to document everything. Sometimes you might even need cameras. Depending on what state you're in too, because there's laws against that. But you went to jail. Let's say, okay, let's get a little deeper. You went to jail for sex crimes when you were young. And now people trying to hold it against you. And you don't act nowhere like that no more. You calm now. You a different person. You're gonna have to put them in their place. Be like, I did that when I was young, but I'm not like that no more. If you're that worried about what I'm gonna do, then stay away from around me then. It's not me. I ain't never, y'all jump to conclusion. But I know people watch these videos and people will be treating them like they gonna do this, something that happened a long time ago. And the details could be flawed. But that's why I say you gotta know how to present your case. Like people was trying to say that I was a snitch for a couple reasons. One, because I refuse to go down for anybody else. Like if I did something with you, you don't gotta worry about me telling nothing you did. Be like, I did this, I did that. I'm not gonna even include you in my story. But I'm not going down for you. If I wasn't there and I know what happened, you better tell them what you did. Because there's been a couple times, situations where people was trying to put me in it and I wasn't even there. I wasn't there. So how you gonna put me in it? But that's what people do. And they thought I was snitching because everybody was going out to jail but me. I ain't never been to jail. And so I kept hearing these little sideways comments about snitching. So after a while, I started responding like, I know you ain't talking about me. I ain't never snitched on nobody. Other than, like I said, situation I ain't had nothing to do with that got blamed on me. Oh, yeah, that's not even snitching. That's not snitching. Don't do time for somebody else. Tell them, you better tell them what happened or I'm going to tell them. I'm not going down for you. See, this the thing with the 6ix9ine stuff. Oh, you a snitch, he a snitch, he a snitch. And he responded, he reacted after a while. He was like, if that was you, you was going to take that time. And it was funny because I was watching the video and I like watching Whack 100 because he just be just right in the middle of drama and it'd be funny sometimes. Like he liked that stuff. Like he just started smiling and said basically he would have got down. Like he was saying the other guy, which is Hassan Campbell, was a snitch. And that whole thing just funny to me, man. But you don't take time for somebody else. And you don't let nobody take time for you. Be a man. You thought you was the man. You did it. Don't let this dude go down for you. You did it. I'd be like, man, please, you think I'm finna do some time for you? I'll be like, there he is right there. And I'll be like, I told you, man, I'm not going down for you. I go down for me. And that's why a couple of the things that I did, you know, I'm not glad I did them. But it was a couple of things that I did by myself. You know? So, think about what I'm saying. Think about it. Do better in your life. In the eyes of all those that's trying to hold your past mistakes against you. Don't give them nothing to talk about. Is the next thing. Do better. Do better. And to avoid getting falsely accused, y'all see how these women is. Y'all see what we talking about in the manosphere. You got to be careful. Don't be so thirsty. You got to connect with women first. Whatever arrangement y'all decide mutually, how y'all gonna deal with each other, stick to that. Be careful when y'all be doing all that old traumatic, pulling their hair, all that stuff. They'll turn against you. I told them to stop. You pick somebody else and now she trying to accuse you, falsely accuse you. That's why you got dudes out here paying. But anyway, use them as motivation. Do better. If it's something that's gonna be in court, man, that's crazy. If it's something that's gonna end up in court, have your case together. Go back and rewind this if you need to. Y'all kind of attention span kind of short, so sometimes I have to stop because y'all ain't gonna watch it. Watch these videos in their entirety. Hit the like button, subscribe if you have not done so. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I make videos. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I don't know. I might make videos tomorrow. If not, I'll see you guys and gals. Got nothing against y'all ladies. Y'all just got to stop playing these games. Wednesday, if not tomorrow. So just stay tuned.